Let me ask you something uncomfortable. If salary is the solution, why do so many people earning 80,000, even 200,000 a year still feel financially trapped? Here's a shocking truth most employees never hear. Income feels productive, but equity is what creates freedom. Millions of people work hard, get promotions, switch jobs, negotiate salaries, and still retire stressed. Not because they didn't earn enough, but because they never learned how to convert income into ownership. And in this video, I'm going to show you why most employees stay stuck on the earning treadmill. What silent psychological and cultural forces keep them there, and how a small shift in thinking can quietly change your financial future. Stay till the end, because one idea near the conclusion explains why two people earning the same salary end up with a 50,000 net worth versus a 5 million portfolio. If you're ready to rewrite your financial story, hit that subscribe button. We're committed to guiding you towards a future of financial stability and success. Number 1. Employees are trained to chase certainty, not ownership. From the first paycheck, most employees are subconsciously taught one thing: stability equals success. A fixed salary, predictable increments, and a sense of monthly safety feel comforting. But that comfort quietly kills the instinct to build equity. The mistake isn't working a job. The mistake is believing a paycheck is progress. Income pays bills, but equity builds net worth. A salary stops the moment you stop working. Equity keeps working when you sleep. What almost no one realizes is that inflation doesn't wait. A dollar earning 3% in a savings account quietly loses purchasing power, while equities, stocks, ETFs, dividend-paying assets historically compound at much higher rates over decades. The transformation begins when income is no longer the goal. Equity accumulation is. Salary becomes fuel, not the destination. Number 2. Lifestyle inflation steals capital before it becomes equity. Every raise feels like a reward. New phone, better car, bigger apartment, upgraded lifestyle. But what looks like success on the outside is often capital quietly leaking on the inside. The real problem isn't spending money, it's spending future equity. Data consistently shows that households earning over 100,000 still live paycheck to paycheck. Not because income is low, but because lifestyle automatically expands to absorb every raise. Instead of buying assets that appreciate, stocks, index funds, ETFs, dividend income streams, money gets locked into depreciating expenses. Cars lose value, gadgets age fast, convenience subscriptions quietly drain investable cash. When raises don't upgrade lifestyle, they upgrade ownership. When bonuses don't fund vacations first, they fund your stock portfolio. When spending decisions are filtered through one lens, will this increase my net worth? Once you see lifestyle inflation as the enemy of equity, you can't unsee it. And what you'll notice next is even more dangerous: how culture reinforces this trap daily. Number 3. Social validation is louder than financial progress. Most employees don't make financial decisions alone. They make them in public, consciously or subconsciously. Cars, clothes, gadgets, vacations. These are social signals. Equity is invisible. No one applauds your index fund. No one compliments your diversified portfolio. No one sees your dividend reinvestment strategy. So the brain chooses what gets rewarded: visible consumption. This is why many employees feel rich but stay broke. They optimize for appearance, not ownership. The dopamine hit of social validation feels immediate. The quiet compounding of equity feels slow and boring. But here's the truth most people never hear: wealth grows silently before it ever becomes visible. Employees who eventually break free learn to detach their identity from consumption. They stop trying to look successful and start focusing on becoming financially unshakable. When you stop measuring success by reactions and start measuring it by net worth growth, everything changes. Number 4. Employees are conditioned to think small and linear. Most corporate careers train linear thinking: work harder, get promoted, earn more, repeat. Equity doesn't work linearly. It compounds exponentially. The mistake most employees make is assuming financial growth happens step by step, just like careers. But wealth doesn't grow in straight lines. It accelerates after long periods of boredom and consistency. This is why many employees quit investing too early. The first few years feel slow. A 10,000 portfolio doesn't feel life-changing. A 50,000 portfolio doesn't feel exciting enough. so they stop. They don't realize that compounding rewards patience, not intelligence. Ask yourself this question: am I judging my investments too early? Those who stay consistent, investing monthly, reinvesting dividends, ignoring market noise, eventually reach a tipping point where equity growth outpaces income growth. And there's another hidden reason employees quit early: fear disguised as responsibility. Number 5. Fear of market volatility. Feels rational but is costly. Market volatility scares employees because it feels uncontrollable. Salaries feel stable. Stocks feel unpredictable. But here's the uncomfortable truth: inflation is guaranteed. Volatility is temporary. By avoiding equity due to fear, employees unknowingly accept a silent loss of purchasing power. Over decades, that cost is enormous. Historically, long-term diversified equity investing has outpaced inflation by a wide margin. Yet most employees wait for certainty that never arrives. The real risk isn't market dips. The real risk is never owning productive assets. Once employees stop reacting emotionally to short-term fluctuations and start thinking in decades, equity stops feeling scary and starts feeling inevitable. Number 6. Most employees don't see themselves as owners, and that identity keeps them stuck. One of the deepest reasons employees never turn income into equity has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with identity. Most employees don't see themselves as owners. They see themselves as workers who exchange time for salary. And identity quietly controls behavior. When someone identifies only as an employee, they subconsciously believe ownership is for other people: investors, business owners, rich families, not them. This identity gap is powerful. It explains why two people earning the same $90,000 salary make completely different financial decisions. One spends first and saves later. The other automatically allocates money toward equity because they see themselves as a future owner, not just a present worker. The shift happens when someone stops asking, "How do I earn more?" and starts asking, "How do owners think?" That single question rewires decision-making. Suddenly, learning about stocks feels necessary. Opening a brokerage account feels normal. Long-term investing feels responsible, not risky. Number 7. Employees wait for more money and lose the most valuable asset: time. A common belief quietly destroys equity building. I'll start investing properly once I earn more. It sounds logical, responsible, even mature, but financially, it's one of the costliest delays an employee can make. When employees delay investing, they don't just lose market exposure, they lose confidence. Every year of waiting makes the stock market feel more intimidating. The numbers feel bigger, the fear feels heavier, so they wait again. The irony is that employees don't need large amounts to begin turning income into equity. They need consistency. A small monthly investment into diversified equities, index funds, or dividend-paying ETFs creates momentum. Momentum builds belief. Belief builds long-term commitment. The uncomfortable truth is this: waiting for more money is often just fear wearing a responsible mask. Those who start small gain time. Those who wait pay for it later, with stress, regret, and lost compounding. And even when employees finally start investing, many still sabotage themselves in one final way. Number 8. Most employees treat equity like a side project instead of a system. Another reason employees fail to convert income into equity is that they treat investing like an optional activity, something they do when convenient, something flexible, something they can skip. But equity doesn't grow through intention, it grows through systems. Employees are excellent at systems when it comes to work: fixed schedules, automatic payroll, structured reviews. But when it comes to investing, everything becomes casual: manual transfers, inconsistent contributions, emotional decision-making. When equity is treated as a system, income automatically transforms into ownership every month. No debate, no hesitation, no reliance on willpower. That's how portfolios quietly grow while life stays busy. Most employees never build this system. They keep thinking, planning, watching videos, but not executing consistently. As a result, income keeps flowing in and flowing right back out. Salary stops being the finish line and becomes the starting point. When raises fund ownership instead of lifestyle inflation. When investing becomes a system, not a someday plan. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to take extreme risks. You need to change how income flows through your life. If you got value today, give back with a like and a subscribe. It's the easiest way to say, keep going. Now, if you really want to level up, don't miss this next video. Let's continue there.